So, hey friends, my name is Chris and I'm doing a reading for you. It's not time specific, it's not sign specific. And there's the death card. A huge, big transformation. It's kind of a little scary when you see it the first time, but I guess you don't see it the first time. You saw it before, and it's a transformation, radical transformation. I'm doing 3 cards, past, present, future actually. 3 cards, past, present, future each. The death comes in and you're standing on the hilltop, overlooking the harbor. Your ships are coming in and you have to make a choice what ship to take. But right now, after this is the past energy, right? It's already done, kind of, right? And it's manifesting something new. You're in between, so to speak, right? Big transformation. And then maybe you just keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you did before. But be open to explore something new, to understand that it's not the end where you are right now, right? But you just be open to, the story of the 4 of Pentacles guy is really the 7 chakra system. So he got 4 chakras, but there's a 7 chakra system, right? So what is missing? The 3rd eye, the throat, right? And I think the solar plexus. So see yourself in connection with others, or learn to see yourself in connection with others. Speak your truth, right? Unapologetically. And find security, rest within yourself. That's the solar plexus, basically. Past energy, 2 of Pentacles, balancing it out. Let's just see what comes out. The 10 of Pentacles, right? That's the center of your reading, that's center stage. And I love this card because I'm Virgo and I got a lot of earth energies in my chart. But 10 of Pentacles is basically the magician manifesting his world, right? But he doesn't make it about himself. He's just in there somewhere and nobody is really recognizing him. The child is recognizing him, the dogs are recognizing him, but the people are too much in this world that he has created, right? So they don't even recognize him, but he's okay with that because it's abundant. It's the world that you want. Hangman energy. This is interesting. Okay. That's the Ace of Swords, a new consciousness. The Queen of Cups. And the Sun card. That's an interesting combination. So Temperance. Temperance kind of goes in the same energy as the 2 of Pentacles. So balancing it out. Don't overdo it. Don't go into the extremes. I mean, this combination here is a very interesting combination. Where you're going, that's the coming energy. 4 of Pentacles, where you realize there's so much more to learn, right? So much more to complete yourself. But at the same time, you have to accept yourself as you are, right? Then there's the Hangman. The Hangman is this wisdom that there are things you can't control, and accepting these things that you cannot control, right? The 4 of Pentacles guy is reminding you that there are things that you can control, right? So what you can control is yourself. You can build yourself, you can structure yourself, you can decide what books to read, you can decide what people to talk to, you can make a lot of decisions. You can work on yourself and you should do that. Don't do it in the sense of a lack mentality. Do it in the sense that you're just open to learn new things. And maybe through all this, there's a new consciousness, there's death, right? There's a lot of balancing act in the past. So you had to learn a lot. And it was all about learning balance, right? But this is coming to an end. It is kind of already ended. And there's the new consciousness. This is the death card. That's kind of the old consciousness. Lack mentality, I'm not enough, all these horrible affirmations that you might have been dealing with, right? But now you realize, oh, I am enough, right? I am enough. That's a new consciousness. And in being enough, you kind of explore or come to the realization of your fullness, of your beauty, no matter who you are, no matter where you are. Just be yourself. That is enough, right? And there's wealth, abundance, and prosperity. And there's contentment, happiness, joy, being enough. And there's a lot more coming in. So the journey doesn't end, When you finish 3rd grade in elementary school, you might be super proud of yourself, right? And you learned a lot, but then you're going on to 4th grade, right? And there, you get summer vacations. And now I think it's time for, summer is basically over. It's the Northern Hemisphere here. So what I'm trying to tell you is whatever you went through in the recent past, or in the past, the last few years probably, something died, some belief about yourself died, that lack mentality died, and you come to the realization, self-love, right? That is definitively self-love, and you can create your own world, and you are constantly creating your own world. That is also a realization, and there's more to come. So the new start is this combination of the 4 of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man is confronted with things that he cannot change. But if he accepts what he cannot change, there are things that are just higher than ourselves. There are things that we don't understand. There are things that we can't control. But there are things that we can understand and control, right? So if we focus on that, we can work with that. And if we accept what we cannot change, this combination, there's the Sun card as well, right? So happiness, joy, a bright new day, right? And you're coming from this energy, right? And this is that's the first card of the reading, and that's the last card of the reading. So that says something. So you went a big circle, and I think the center is also very interesting, right? 10 of Pentacles. You immersing yourself in your own world. You're not just thinking about what you want to be. You just be that. You're showing up for your own life. And if you want to be this or that, then make a list what you want to be. And then write down the steps you need to take to get there. Do you need an education? Do you need this and that, And then break it down to small steps and do it. Just go there, which is of course not easy, but it's fairly simple, right? It's not easy to do, but it's simple. Everything, right? You can break down into smaller steps. This is a strange reading. strange reading. I'm not sure if I'm making sense to anybody out there. It's just, I had a meditation, a great one, and just telling you how it is, what comes through. Your greatest test will be how you handle people who mistreated you. So you went through this whole huge transformation, right? Nine cards, and with the bottom of the deck, we're actually at 10. You're going from the Death card to the Sun card. You're realizing what you can change and what you can't change. And the big decision, the big distinction here is you can change yourself. You can totally not change other people. And if you accept the fact that you just cannot change other people, but you can definitively change yourself, you know, maybe that's the big lesson. Maybe that's a brand new day for you. Maybe that's all that huge transformation and learning phase that you went through all about. Death card, balancing it out, the new consciousness. So many opportunities are coming in, by the way. There's happiness, joy, fulfillment. You get, I mean, it seems like with the 10 of Pentacles that you got everything you need to be happy, right? The most important thing is that you take care of your emotional state, you know? And this combination again with the Ace of Swords and the Queen of Cups. The new consciousness, Swords energy is more intellectual, is more the mind. But the Cups, the Queen of Cups here, you are actually in control, or you can learn how to control your emotions. And by that, I don't mean that you suppress your emotions, you know, not through willpower, but through self-compassion and self-love. So whatever you feel, that is a truth, you know, whatever you feel, you just feel it. If you're sad, you're sad. If you're happy, you're happy. But be aware how you feel, you know, awareness of how you, that's kind of mindfulness, really. Be aware of how you feel. And then to some extent, it is a decision, not what you feel. You feel what you feel, right? That's always true. You feel what you feel. But do you dwell on these feelings? You know, if you're sad, do you add more to it? Do you watch sad movies? Do you go back to sad memories? That is a choice. And if you went through this transformation with the Death card and there's a waking up in this, you know, through the new consciousness, you maybe have learned, or you should learn, how to become mindful of your feelings, right? When you interact with other people, how do you feel while you do that, you know? A lot of people are pretty good in suggesting things to you, right? How you feel and how they kind of trigger emotional responses to you. So never react. Respond or decide not to respond. That is also something that you can learn through mindfulness, through meditation, through long walks, you know, to even sports, you know, just do something. And whenever you feel bad, do something to snap out of it, which could be that you just change your own frequency. You go for a walk, you meditate, whatever it is, you do some sport, right? Just make yourself snap out of it. You can't directly control your emotions like you control your thoughts, right? But you can definitively get to know yourself so much that you learn what it is that brings you in a good mood, right? For me, it's long walks, for example, you know? When I'm feeling down, I just go for a long walk. And then I feel better. And then you can meditate and whatever it is for you. So exploring what you already got, exploring the riches that you already got, the blessings that you already got, and work with them and embrace them and find your happiness, right? Okay, 2 quotes came out. The greatest test will be how you handle people who mistreated you. I'm going to put this into the past area here. And those who choose the lesser evil forget very quickly that they chose evil. I hope you did not choose evil. I hope you choose love. And the most important thing, I say it's self-love. That is the most important thing. Yeah, and another trigger response quote here. Observe what you dislike in others. Seek those traits in yourself. Unlearn them. This is how you nurture self-love. Observe what you dislike in others. Seek those traits in yourself. Unlearn them. This is how you nurture self-love. So instead of, you can't, as I said, the only person you can change is yourself. You cannot change other people. I think I'm going to do some clarifiers. So, the Death card is clarified, not by the 5 of Swords, but by the 5 of Wands. So it wasn't that serious, actually. Oops, that's the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man again, clarifying. It's interesting. Okay, the Hanged Man clarifying the 3 of Wands. I just pull them. There's the 4 of... that's so nice. The 4 of Wands and the 4 of Pentacles. So, you completing yourself is actually meeting other people. Could that be? Because the 4 of Pentacles is kind of keeping his distance from the village. And then there's this invitation to come back to the village with the 4 of Wands, right? Interesting, interesting, interesting. 8 of Wands, 8 of Cups, you had to leave something behind that you held dear. 2 of Cups, making peace. And again, what you can change is yourself. What you can't change is other people. Making peace with that and going back to other people, rejoining the world, so to speak. There's the Lovers clarifying. It's a strange reading. It's a very strange reading. There's the 3 of Wands clarifying the Ace of Swords. Queen of Pentacles clarifying the Queen of Cups, and the Sun card. What is the Sun card? The Sun card is clarified by the Sun card. I mean, this is beautiful. And it's the last card of your reading, so it really ends well. Bottom of the deck. 3 of Swords. God, this almost makes me... I'm not sure what this is. It is beautiful, I tell you. You're going from the Death card to the Sun card, clarified by the Sun card. And there's so much to unpack here. I can't even begin to say all of it. The most important message here is, whatever you've been through, you left something behind that was dear to you, right? And you had to balance that out because it was a great loss. And from that loss, it was a good riddance at the end, right? You lost something, and that really hurt emotionally. You had to leave someone or something behind. That was kind of death experience, separation, whatever. But from that grew a new consciousness. And for quite a while you couldn't do much, and you suffered maybe, because you tried to do something, you tried to change someone or something that you couldn't change. But in accepting the fact that you can't change other people, that you can only change yourself, you came back to that realization, or you're coming back to that realization, I should say. That's the center here. Make peace with that. Make peace with that truth, that there are things, and mostly people, that you can't change. And still live in this world full of these people that you cannot change, right? As long as you respect yourself, as long as you love yourself, as long as you rest within yourself, take care of yourself, and take care of your emotional state and not allow other people to trigger you into whatever emotional state they want to manipulate you in. Very important. Ace of Swords, Queen of Cups. Mindfulness. Again, if you feel bad, if you allow other people to make you feel bad, you know, you can't change other people, and you shouldn't try. That's not what we do on this channel. There are people who do this, definitively. There are people who try to trigger you to get a response, a reaction from you, right? To lower your frequency, to bring you in a lower frequency emotional state. But if you truly rest within yourself, if you're aware of your talents, your abundance, your blessings, count your blessings, right? You just accept that there are people like this out there, narcissists, right? And don't be angry about them. Because if you're angry about them, why are you angry about them? There are people like this out there in the world. If you rest within yourself, there's no reason to be angry about them. You know, they do their thing, you're not like them. No, but that's resting within yourself, being sure of yourself. If you're angry about them, then because you wish they wouldn't do that, you know, and if you wish they wouldn't do that, then there's this idea of, oh, they should change. But that's hangman energy, right? Trying to change what you cannot change, that's hangman energy. You can change yourself, you know? If you're with the wrong people who constantly try to trigger you, you have to insulate yourself, maybe even isolate yourself for a while, but insulation means that you rest within yourself so that you're no longer triggered by those who want to trigger you. And not being triggered by the people who want to trigger you means to accept them for who they are. And not secretly hoping that you might change them or they might change themselves. They can change themselves, but you won't change them. And that is a hard lesson. And sometimes we have to leave people behind, right? Self-love is the necessary precondition for every other form of love. So, yeah, another quote, first rule of mental health, learn to distinguish who deserves an explanation, who deserves only one answer, and who deserves absolutely nothing. So if people try to trigger you, don't even engage with them, right? It's a strange reading. I hope it made sense for someone out there. If it did, share, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Thank you very much for that. And you can also leave a comment and tell me what you think about it. Hopefully it resonated with you. From the Death card to 2 times the Sun card and the center of your reading, the Ten of Pentacles. That is a good reading. Ten of Pentacles with the Two of Cups. So making peace with the other side. Making peace with the people in your life and the energies in your life that are maybe a little darker. Your own shadow side, that's part of it. And then just work on yourself. Work on yourself with compassion. And there's also a very important message here. The Four of Pentacles guy is outside town. And the Four of Wands is pretty much the festivity in town, inviting you back in. And you want to get these last 3 pentacles for this the last three chakras. You want to develop yourself, and you want to. The next step basically is to rejoin people. And there you find happiness and joy and fulfillment and completion, and realizing that you cannot change other people. Okay, so now I'm finishing this because I'm not sure if someone can relate to that. 39, I hope you do. Let me know in the comments, as I said. Infinite possibility. Think outside the square, beyond the limits of your thoughts. Right? It is possible to think through your heart. Try it. Infinite possibilities exist inside you. There are ideas and creative solutions from beyond your physical reality. You can create all your heart desires. Feel the imaginative impulses transmitted from beyond space-time. There are worlds within entire universes, within a particle of light. Through this card you can see and randomly create. This is a card of joyful creation. All you wish to be can now be. Keep the greater good of all in mind and let there be love in all you do. Let there be love in all you do. And part of that is accepting other energies. And this is about other people, really. Maybe you had to learn a hard lesson that you cannot change other people. Maybe you had to leave behind some people, sever some ties to other people, emotional ties to other people, cord cutting, There's the death card. Something ended. Brutally, I might add, because 3 of Swords, 8 of Cups. You stood there for a while and couldn't do much, but then you remembered, oh, I got so much blessings already. Concentrate and focus on them. Make peace with the other side, the other people that you might had to leave behind, right? And how do you do this? Come back to your own world and create your own world, create your own self, because you are the only person that you can change. Cannot change other people. And if you truly accept that, you're kind of scaring away. You're setting a frequency that is no longer attracting narcissists. Narcissists are attracted by this frequency of people, I want to serve, I want to change other people, I want to do good to other people and make them understand and, transform them. And if I'm just really, really good to other people, maybe they will change. If a narcissist kind of smells that, right? He's going for you and coming for you and trying to manipulate you. But if you do not try to change people, but try to change yourself and really focus, your main focus should be on yourself, not in a narcissistic way, not in a selfish way, but just in the acceptance, the radical acceptance of the fact that you cannot change other people. This is the you can't change other people reading. And now I'm shutting up. Now, Budaya, my friend. See you soon. Ciao.